Today, we're dismantling 6 myths many people have about grief. Perhaps nothing compounds the suffering of early grief like the harmful myths our culture perpetuates about what grief should look like and how long it should last. Let's address these myths directly. Myth number 1. Grief proceeds in orderly stages that eventually end. While Elizabeth Kubler-Ross's 5 stages of grief, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance, have become firmly embedded in popular culture, they were never meant to describe a linear process with a defined endpoint. Grief doesn't follow a predictable timeline or sequence. It comes in waves that may recede and then return, with surprising force months or years later. What you're experiencing isn't stages, but rather a kaleidoscope of emotions that shift and transform, often several times within a single day. Myth number 2. The goal of grief is to move on, or find closure. The notion that successful grieving means saying goodbye and moving on fundamentally misunderstands the nature of love and connection. We don't get over significant losses. We learn to integrate them into our continuing lives. The relationship doesn't end, it transforms. The goal isn't closure, but rather finding ways to honor the ongoing bond while also engaging fully with life. Myth number 3, grief has an expiration date. Our fast-paced culture often expects people to be back to normal within weeks or months after a significant loss. This unrealistic expectation can leave grieving people feeling isolated or broken when their grief continues long past what others deem appropriate. The truth is that grief doesn't operate according to external timetables. Meaningful relationships create imprints on our hearts that last a lifetime, and certain days or seasons may always carry a bittersweet quality. Myth number 4. Showing strength means hiding your emotions. Many of us have internalized the message that visible grief indicates weakness or lack of faith. This harmful notion pressures grieving people to present a composed facade while suffering intensely in private. True strength isn't found in suppressing grief, but in having the courage to feel it fully. Tears are not a sign of weakness. They're evidence of having loved deeply. Myth number 5. Distraction is the best medicine. Well-meaning friends often encourage the newly bereaved to stay busy or distracted. While gentle activities and routines provide necessary structure during chaotic times, constantly avoiding grief through busyness only delays the necessary work of mourning. Grief requires attention. The emotions that seem most overwhelming when avoided often become more manageable when we create space to acknowledge and express them. Myth number 6. There's a right way to grieve. Perhaps the most damaging myth is that there's a proper way to mourn. Some people process grief through tears and emotional expression, while others process it through action or intellectual understanding. Some need community, while others require solitude. Your grief journey will be as unique as your relationship with the person you've lost. The only right way to grieve is the way that honors both your needs and the significance of your loss. In summary, we all grieve in our own way. Stay present with the intense emotions that come with grief. Be kind to yourself as you navigate life with an unimaginable loss. And when you do, you create a new reality that honors the person who is no longer with you while opening up new possibilities. Thank you for joining us today at the Change Capability Institute.